Teacher Shell Learning Resource Channel. Let's read a story with comprehension check. Turnip Teamwork. One bright sunny morning, Old Ben decided to plant his garden. He hoed the rows and planted the seeds. The last things he planted were his turnips. He hoped to have a large crop come harvest time. As the spring turned into summer, Old Ben harvested his tomatoes. He had a lot of them, so he ate a few and canned a few. He made sauce out of the rest. Next, Old Ben harvested his beans. He had a lot of them, so he ate a few and canned a few. He saved some to plant the following year. Old Ben kept harvesting all through the summer. When autumn came, it was time to harvest the rest of the vegetables. Old Ben harvested the last of the tomatoes. Old Ben harvested the last of the beans. Old Ben harvested his pumpkins. Old Ben harvested his potatoes. It was now time for Old Ben to harvest his turnips. He grabbed a turnip by the leaves and pulled. Old Ben grunted with effort. The turnip wouldn't come out of the ground. Old Ben called for his wife. Together, they grabbed the turnip by the leaves and pulled. Old Ben's wife wiped the sweat from her forehead. The turnip wouldn't come out of the ground. Old Ben's wife called the dog. Together, they grabbed the turnip by the leaves and pulled. The dog bit down as hard as he could. The turnip wouldn't come out of the ground. Old Ben's dog called the cat. Together, they grabbed the turnip by the leaves and pulled. The cat dug its claws into the ground. The turnip wouldn't come out of the ground. Old Ben's cat called the mouse. Together, they grabbed the turnip by the leaves and pulled. They pulled and pulled and pulled. Old Ben grunted with effort. Old Ben's wife groaned. The dog growled. The cat hissed. The mouse squeaked. They were making a lot of noise, but the turnip would not come out of the ground. Old Ben let go of the turnip and turned to the others. Let's try one more time. I will count to 3, and we will all pull as hard as we can at the same time. Old Ben's wife nodded. The dog and cat nodded. The mouse nodded. 1, 2, 3. Suddenly, the air was filled with grunts, groans, growls, hisses, and squeaks. And then they heard a loud pop as the turnip came out of the ground. Old Ben, his wife, the dog, the cat, and the mouse all tumbled head over heels onto the ground. Old Ben held up the turnip with a smile. "We did it," he said. "We did it together." Your turn to read, kids. Good job! This time, let's answer the questions from the story. Number 1. What did Old Ben plant last in his garden? A. Tomatoes. B. Beans. C. Turnips. You're right. The correct answer is letter C. Turnips. Number 2. What did Old Ben do with the tomatoes he harvested? A. Ate them all. B. Canned a few and made sauce out of the rest. C. Gave them to his neighbors. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. Canned a few and made sauce out of the rest. Number 3. What did Old Ben do with the beans he harvested? A. Canned a few and saved some to plant next year. B. Ate them all. C. Gave them to his dog. You're right. The correct answer is letter A. Canned a few and saved some to plant next year. Number 4. When did Old Ben harvest his turnips? A. Spring. B. Autumn. C. Summer. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. Autumn. Number 5. Who did Old Ben call for help first when the turnip wouldn't come out of the ground? A. His wife. B. His neighbors. C. The dog. You're right. The correct answer is letter A. His wife. Number 6. Who joined Old Ben's wife and dog in trying to pull out the turnip? A. The cat. B. The mouse. C. Both A and B. You're right. The correct answer is letter C. Both A and B. Number 7. What did Old Ben suggest they do to finally pull out the turnip? A. Give up. B. Pull as hard as they could at the same time. C. Wait for a stronger person to help. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. Pull as hard as they could at the same time. Number 8. How did they finally manage to pull out the turnip? A. They used a shovel. B. They asked a neighbor for help. C. They all pulled as hard as they could at the same time. You're right. The correct answer is letter C. They all pulled as hard as they could at the same time. Number 9. What sound did they hear when the turnip finally came out of the ground? A. A loud pop. B. A soft whisper. C. A high-pitched squeal. You're right. The correct answer is letter A. A loud pop. Number 10. How did Old Ben feel after they successfully pulled out the turnip? A. Angry. B. Proud and happy. C. Frustrated. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. Proud and happy. How many scores did you get? Wow, that's a good job. Do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button to be notified on our next episode. Goodbye, kids!